Packaged cookies like Oreos and Chips Ahoy are some of the most heavily consumed snack foods in the world. They're sweet, addictive, and engineered to hit the perfect blend of sugar, fat, and crunch. But what makes them so irresistible also makes them one of the most nutritionally damaging foods on the shelf. These aren't just simple treats, they're products of intense industrial processing, filled with artificial additives, refined ingredients, and the kind of nutritional emptiness that contributes to a wide range of long-term health issues. What seems like harmless snacking is, for many, a daily dietary trap that chips away at health with every bite. At the core of the problem is their ultra-processed nature. Packaged cookies are made using refined white flour, high levels of added sugars, and low-grade industrial oils like palm oil or soybean oil. The flour used in these cookies is stripped of fiber, vitamins, and minerals, offering nothing in terms of complex carbohydrates or sustained energy. The sugars, often listed in several forms like high-fructose corn syrup, invert sugar, or corn syrup solids, cause a rapid spike in blood glucose levels, leading to a short-lived sugar high followed by an inevitable crash. This repeated blood sugar roller coaster contributes to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and constant cravings that make moderation nearly impossible. Fat in cookies like Oreos and Chips Ahoy isn't the kind you get from whole foods like nuts or avocados. It's often heavily processed, hydrogenated, and saturated. While partially hydrogenated oils have been banned or phased out in many countries, trans fats still sneak into products through loopholes and labeling tricks. Even when trans fats are absent, the saturated fat levels remain high, particularly from palm oil, which has been linked to increased LDL cholesterol and cardiovascular strain. These fats are used not for health, but for shelf stability and mouthfeel, ensuring that every cookie is as indulgent and long-lasting as the last, even if that comes at a cost to your arteries. The ingredient lists on these cookies are long and packed with items that are unrecognizable to most people. Emulsifiers, artificial flavors, leavening agents, soy lecithin, and synthetic preservatives are common. These are chemicals designed to make the cookies taste fresher, last longer, and feel satisfying in the mouth, but they offer nothing nutritionally. Some additives, especially artificial sweeteners and certain preservatives, have been flagged in studies for their potential links to gut microbiome disruption, allergic reactions, and even behavioral issues in children. What's worse is that most consumers eat these products without ever reading the label or understanding what they're putting into their bodies. Portion control is nearly impossible by design. Oreo and Chips Ahoy are both built for compulsive consumption. Their small, uniform sizes make it easy to justify eating just one more, and before long, half a sleeve is gone. This is not a bug, it's a feature. The food industry has spent decades engineering foods to override the brain's natural satiety cues, making it easier to eat large quantities without feeling full. This leads to calorie overload, especially when you consider that each cookie delivers more sugar and fat than most people expect. Just a few cookies can quickly add up to hundreds of empty calories. There's also a psychological dimension to these cookies. They're marketed as nostalgic, comforting, and even fun. From childhood lunchboxes to late-night snacking, they've become embedded in routines and memories, making them even harder to resist. But that emotional connection masks the reality of what these products are: highly refined, chemically enhanced, mass-produced confections that harm more than they help. Their presence in homes is so normalized that few stop to consider the long-term consequences of habitual consumption: weight gain, fatigue, digestive issues, mood swings, and increasing dependence on fast-burning carbs for energy. For children especially, these cookies are a nutritional disaster. High in sugar and low in everything else, they provide no fiber, no significant protein, and minimal micronutrients. When these cookies become a staple in a child's diet, they displace more nutritious foods and create a taste preference for hypersweet, hyper-processed snacks. Over time, this can lead to poor eating habits that are hard to reverse, setting the stage for obesity, early-onset diabetes, and poor academic and behavioral outcomes linked to unstable blood sugar and nutrient deficiencies. Even healthier versions of these cookies, organic, gluten-free, or made with real ingredients, often fail to meaningfully improve their nutritional profile. They still rely on sugar, refined starches, and oils, just under different names. A cleaner label doesn't change the fact that these are still ultra-processed foods with very little to offer your body. It's easy to be fooled by marketing that touts natural ingredients or smaller portions, but the metabolic effects remain largely the same. What's most alarming is how widespread and normalized their consumption has become. These cookies are everywhere, from checkout counters to office kitchens, and they're constantly pushed through advertising, sales, and seasonal promotions. They're cheap, accessible, and incredibly easy to overeat. But the real price isn't paid at the register. It's paid over time, in the form of inflammation, insulin resistance, and chronic disease. Oreo and Chips Ahoy may be cultural staples, but they are also prime examples of how modern food can be designed to please the palate while slowly undermining health. Their long ingredient lists, sugar and fat content, and empty calories make them one of the least beneficial things you can put in your body, especially when eaten regularly. Enjoying one occasionally won't destroy your health, but making them a dietary habit is a sweet decision with bitter consequences.